Here on Challenge Day, Darwin and I, we like to express challenges that we've experienced or are experiencing or have experienced. And we like to describe like how we've conquered them, or if it's a challenge that we're currently going through that we are currently conquering, right? So, we'll jump right into it. We're both going to describe what those challenges are. Obviously, being this being Challenge Day, we want to make sure that we express that to folks, just to kind of give you some game where game is needed. Um, and you know what? I'm gonna just jump into mine real quick, bro, if you don't mind. My challenge is PT, bruh. Ever since I had my surgery a couple weeks ago on my Achilles. It was a Achilles rupture. So yeah,
I
that
saw
joint
that
was
picture you sent about it. That joint look crazy.
yeah, that joint look wild. Yeah, but the picture that I actually sent you just recently was like where's that now since the surgery and all that. But
Yeah.
that joint look wild. It still look wild though. But you can see the weird kind of skinning and scab. It looks crazy. But you can kind of see like a little bit of like where the incision is. It's kind of cool. You can see like if you look at it closely, you can see where it is. But it's kind of it's weird, but it's also like a little terrifying to see
That's
my
your
skin.
first
Yeah, like my
surgery?
first like actual like surgery on like which to
Well, you had that one surgery.
yeah,
You
yeah, but it's like you can't really see it. It's because it's there's no scarring or anything like that because it was
there was no
underneath
scar
my
on
lip.
it. Oh, they did one on the inside. Okay,
Yeah,
I
they
got
went
you,
on the
got you.
inside, so like so
Okay.
it's like, but this is like the one surgery that like you could actually see it
Yeah.
externally, like you know what I'm saying, like, and it's the first time I even had an injury like this before ever in my life, so it was kind of wild. Even like the surgeon was just kind of like, "This first time you ever had something like this?" She was like, and I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Astounding." I was like, "Dang, that's kind of crazy," because she's so used to seeing so many people, different ages and all that stuff like that. So I got it, but like it kind of took me back. I was like, "Wow, okay." People really out here like just earning Darwin awards like that. Is that what's happening? But as far as yeah, physical therapy, man. Anyone that has gone through any surgery, especially like a sports related surgery, um, again, for me, it was I had an Achilles rupture. Anyone that's gone through like a sports related injury like that, you know that the hardest part is not necessarily like the healing process itself, unless you're doing dumb stuff, right? But if you're going about the healing process the right way, as far as taking care of your body, not doing too much, making sure that you have it like covered and all that stuff for the time it needs to be covered until like you're in a walking boot, right? Which I'm currently in a walking boot now. It's the physical therapy. That's really the hardest part of it. It's not necessarily like it's. I mean, there is like the pain you have to deal with like after surgery, like for like 4 or 5 days, and that's tough. And it being like non-weight bearing where you really can't put your foot down on anything. So there are like some difficult parts, but the most difficult part is the physical therapy. Why do I say that? Because number one, physical therapy hurts. Number two, it's the longer end of it, right? Because you are getting the flexibility back. You're getting the strength back. You're re syncing that mind body connection of like, and when I say that, I mean like walking properly again or whatever part of your body it might be, right? You're getting that mind and body connection back of like being able
How
to
many
function normally.
have you started this? Or you say you about to start this?
I started last week.
How many times do you go per week?
Yeah, so this is what my schedule is according to my surgeon. That was recommended on my referral. It's for 6 to 8 weeks, 2 sessions per week. So at most 16 sessions, and then from there you on your own, right? Like
And you gotta
you
like keep doing the stuff
you got
at
to keep
home.
doing it. Yeah, yeah. But as long as you get those, um, 12 to 16 sessions in, from like an actual physical therapy, you'll you should see improvement as long as you're going to those sessions. You'll have those sessions that you can bring back home because they give you a printout. They even give you like an app that I have like with my physical therapy center. There's an app that I have, which is pretty cool because you can log the sessions and all that stuff, and it helps you remember like all the exercise and all that stuff. So, um, obviously, and then you're also gonna find yourself like buying some stuff here and there just to kind of like repeat some of those exercises. Um, so it's anywhere from so again two sessions per week for 6 to 8 weeks. So 12 to 16 sessions in total. Um, and you should be like in
So you have to like
shoes.
buy your own like resistance bands and stuff like
Yeah,
that, put
yeah.
them at
Cause
home.
ultimately that's what I'm gonna end up doing is buying like resistance
Hmm.
band. Right now, I currently just have like just some regular stuff that you would need, like a mat. I have obviously towels already, but I have like lacrosse balls, that you roll your foot on, for like
Hmm.
um, what is it, the plantar fasciitis, fascia, whatever how you pronounce that thing, but to help with that. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna end up buying some resistance bands at some point when I progress to that level where I can start using uh resistance bands. Um, but it's Oh, and also like the scraping and the cupping thing to like work out like the scar tissue to make it, to get it the tendon to be, as normal as possible as you can to that point. All that stuff is painful, man. All that stuff is painful. But I should also be in shoes within 8 weeks, right? 8 weeks of PT. I should be at. I should be walking in normal, like normal shoes. But I'm still gonna be wearing like the walking boot for still a period of time after that. I'm not sure how long I will still be wearing the walking boot, even when I'm in normal shoes. Like I don't know, because there's some people that like can just wear the normal, just wear normal shoes and then be good. They just have to continue to do their exercises. But there's some people that still like they'll still use the walking boot where like they'll be in walking shoes, they'll go out somewhere or whatever, be in walking shoes, but like they'll still have the walking boot where they'll still put it on when they go to sleep or something like that for a period of time, even after that 8 week period. So it just depends on how your body heals.
You sleep with the boot?
Um, I do for sure, because I move around in my sleep
You
for
move around
sure.
like yeah.
Yeah, I
I
move
couldn't
around.
wait to get out that damn boot. Like
Yeah.
when I
Mm-hmm.
had my foot surgery, especially to sleep, like joint,
Mm.
and then I had to like elevate my foot on something. It was just freaking uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. But technically, you shouldn't have to use a walking boot after the 8 weeks, according to my schedule. But we're gonna see how it goes. But I am looking forward to just being in normal walking shoes because, bruh, after a while, bro, it just gets annoying having that walking boot. I mean, it definitely serves its purpose. It does what it's supposed to do for sure. Because there are several times where like I hit my foot against something and I'm like, thank God I was wearing
this
this walking boot because
this
that would have
this
hurt a
grip
lot.
would have hurt a lot.
Yeah, it would hurt a lot. Um, but yeah, that's my current challenge, man. I'm just getting through the PT. It
Trust the
is
process.
yeah, it's just a process, yeah. And I'm trying and I need to and what I'm looking forward to doing is obviously getting back in playing shape, right? Like um at the end of the day, but I know that getting back in playing shape is going to require at least a year, right? So I know by next November I should be able to do that. But I need to make sure that I am really addressing the flexibility, the strength, and all that stuff. But I also need to make sure I get that mind and body connection back. Like I'm gonna have, there's gonna be times where I'm gonna have to like actually put it under stress and put some load on it just to make sure that like I'm good. You're gonna have to put it through those challenges to see if you can, because I mean I'm not gonna be scared for the rest of my life, right? And be like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything ever again, right? Like I need to test it. Like I actually need to test it. But that part of it comes way at the end of it. Like I said, next year, October, November, then I'll be like, okay, I can probably see if I can go jog somewhere or biking or whatever. I just start off slow and then move past from that. But yeah, that's my challenge, man.
So
Anybody
you
that's
hear it,
going
kids.
through
Make sure you do your calf raises so you don't get like
yeah.
Jeff with these Achilles problems. You know what I mean? If that boy ever
No,
did skip leg day, you know that's
no,
what
no.
happens.
I
Don't
just skipped
skip
leg
leg
day.
day.
I just skipped leg day. What was happening actually prior to this whole situation? I did have some Achilles tendonitis. I did like, and I say Achilles. I did have some tendonitis there from just
So yeah, some
playing.
like stuff that was like feeling like it could have been something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Low key, like,
but you
and
can't just like up and get a freaking MRI. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just like randomly because I felt something.
randomly because yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
and like, and and I played soccer with it, and like I got I'll stretch it out and all that, and get warm, and then play soccer, but then like it'd be painful afterwards. But that's another reason why I didn't like play soccer or basketball, all those things like often because of the tendonitis. It would be like once a week or once every other week or something like that, just to kind of manage that. But it was pain there that I've had for a while. That tendonitis is painful, bro. Like because of the scar tissue and all that. So that means that I probably tweaked something like a long time ago that just never really got looked at properly. You know what
Maybe.
I'm saying? Because being from that era it was like, oh, just lace your shoe back up, you're all right. Like you know what I'm saying? But also not having insurance and all that. So that was another thing. Back to the conversation we were having before. Stuff not having the money, the insurance to like afford just going to go get something like X-ray
Yeah.
or MRI or whatever. So that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, it was. But I will say now, since I've had the surgery, I don't like the common pain that I always had, like just the resting pain that I've always had from the tendonitis is not there anymore. Like I don't feel it at all. So obviously they cleaned all that up when they did the surgery. So that's one thing I'm happy about. At this point right now, it's just about like getting that flexibility and all that stuff back. So,
There you
but that's my challenge, y'all. If anybody's going through physical therapy, I feel you. I feel you.
go. Yeah.
Just get through it. Consistency is key. If you want to get back to running, jumping, doing whatever, obviously don't do anything crazy when you get to that point. But like if you want to get to the if you want to get back to the point of like physical activity and all that stuff like that, just get through it and be consistent with your exercise. You'll be all right. So, on to you, bro. What you got?
Enough of your games. It's time to talk about serious stuff. All right. putting up decorations.
Oh my god.
It's that time. Dog, ugh, it's the work. It's that
I
time.
feel the same way about it, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel the same
Cause
way
the,
about it.
cause I had like, though I had the Halloween decorations up.
Hmm.
Then I had the fall stuff up, just the
Hmm.
harvest stuff,
Yeah.
and then transitioning that out, and then to put up the Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Just like, why do we do this? Why am I, like, why am I doing this? So I'm thinking of the challenge is getting through the decorating of the house for the seasons. That's the challenge.
Yeah.
And I find myself doing a little bit less than I did before. I'm like,
Mm.
do I really need to go put it on that tree too,
Mm.
and that one, and then do this whole
Yeah.
thing in this other room,
Yep.
that
Yep.
kind of stuff. So I'm making it a little bit low key than I've done in the past.
Hmm.
Um, but the point of why do we do it? You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, why do we bother to even to put up decorations, especially like at
Mm.
home? I mean, maybe if you're in a office building or you're at a church or something like that, like
Mm.
that a public gathering spot,
Mm.
being decorated. But like, you know, you think about, well, why do we end well, tradition is one.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Maybe that, or it could help your mood, and this is
Mm.
decorating in general, because like it could be like, for example, 4th of July, people decorate for that, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
or people decorate for Easter, even,
Mm.
you know what I mean, depending on the house you're in, or you might decorate for St. Patty's Day, Cinco de Mayo. We
Mm.
decorate for all kinds of reasons, you
Mm.
know. So a celebration,
Mm.
um, nostalgia. It could be like, oh, when I was a kid, we always did some decorations because of, on Christmas,
Mm.
we put up the stockings or whatever.
Mm.
Not me. We didn't have all that when we was kids.
Yeah.
Barely get a tree.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
uh, but it could be that
Hmm.
when you live in, I mean, when you live in a community, it could just be because that's what the neighborhood is doing, and you want to add to your social
Yeah.
capital,
Yeah. That's a
and
good
you don't want
point.
to be like a party pooper.
Yeah.
So your neighbors are decorating,
Yeah.
and so you gotta put something out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put
It's
some
that
lights
subtle
up real quick,
that subtle
so
peer
you don't look
pressure.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That pressure, whatever, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but also there's personal expression,
Hmm.
like shows a little creativity for like what could I come up with? Like I've seen some wild looking houses for Halloween,
Mm.
and like, oh, that's how you did that joint.
Hmm.
You know, I've seen some really intricate stuff for New Year's,
Hmm.
right? And it shows how creative this person is. You know what I mean? It's like an artistic outlet for some folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like for me, most of it comes down to the mood boosting. The so let's see, it would be the mood boosting, the social, the neighborhood social kind of investment, I guess.
Okay.
Um, the tradition part is interesting because I feel like because of how our family dynamic is,
Hmm.
a lot of the things that I've established in my adult age has been, I feel like me starting traditions, like
Mm.
my own.
Yeah.
Some have died off that we may have had in the past with the people who was predominantly in charge of that thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it died with them.
I thought about that. I thought about that with mom. There are things that I even remember with mom that she did that's the only reason I even those things even registered in my mind because it
Hmm.
was attached to a memory. It's attached
Yeah,
to my mom. So yeah, you're right.
that's the nostalgia part.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you may have that tradition, but if you don't have that connection to that tradition anymore, like me, I mean, I feel like I have to start new traditions. Um, but I wouldn't look at it so dauntingly. I think it's a good thing. It can be a good thing because there's some traditions that you didn't like the way that it went down. You didn't like the way they did it when you was growing up, and you was a victim to it.
Mm-hmm.
The way these traditions were,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't have a say. And now you get to do things your way. Now you get to be the adult and make the decisions and make the tradition how you want to celebrate it best. Um, so that and the creative part. I like that creative part about it. So when I mentioned, I think the creative part speaks to me
Mm-hmm.
as in terms of like, you know, putting the decorations up and like how am I making it look unique to me and and friends coming over and saying, oh, that's interesting. You did that with that thing. Like I had put I took the Halloween cat one year, like the cat for Halloween, and I put
Mm-hmm.
it as the star of my Christmas tree. Right? Instead of a star, I put that
Oh
cat
wow.
as a cat up there at the tree. But it's
Yeah.
also like, cat be climbing trees,
Mm-hmm. They
on
do be
on
climbing trees.
people's Christmas trees and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They
They do.
kind of so it's kind of funny to have the cat up there. But it's the
Mm-hmm.
Halloween cat, so it's a scary looking cat on
Mm-hmm.
top of the freaking Christmas tree. I just did that. You know what I mean? It was like it's just a creative outlet.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had the time and energy, the creative part. But let me send you this joint. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna play this. If I had the time and energy, I don't know. I'm about to show you this video.
That is
Imagine your
so.
neighbors, dog.
That's so obnoxious, bro.
Dog, that's creative as
Bro,
hell, though. This nigga
it
got
is.
spotlights,
That's
skylights. Oh, you
crazy.
see the skylights? That bitch could bring down a plane.
Yeah, yeah. Fact, I'm seeing it,
Look at that beat drop.
bro. The fact that it's going on the beat, the lights are dancing according to the beat. Is crazy.
Yup. That fool got some time on his hands, boy.
Bro, that is. Are those like TVs? What are those things that look?
Bro, the bro got LEDs like
You got
everywhere. Yo,
LED.
it's like the screens that be at the arena.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the beat kind of go hard though. A little bit. Gotta go hard. Yeah. Wow, that's impressive.
Bruh,
That's impressive.
that's so it may be challenging.
Yeah.
Have to deal with putting up decorations, but you get an end product that looks like that, bro. You know,
Oh
it makes
yeah,
it
for sure. Yeah.
it makes it worth it.
I'm
But
giving
me,
I'm giving
little
them
old
a
me,
nod for sure.
I ain't got all that going on. I ain't got
Yeah,
all that.
yeah. Like that's yeah.
I ain't going all that. Would you know? What I mean, but I appreciate um setting up the space to make it feel like the holidays. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated setting up the space to make it look like the harvest season and all that stuff and
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yep.
If it is a mood kind of generating thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate those things, but it's still a challenge. You got to get up and do it because your house is a mess, especially transitioning from season to season.
Mm-hmm.
Your place is a mess because you got boxes everywhere, getting stuff out of the attic
Mm-hmm.
and back up into the attic. So that's the challenge. Is to y'all send me some energy so I can put the rest of this stuff up,
Yeah.
and then it's gotta come back down at the end of the season.
Yeah.